Look what gem I found underneath in a tunnel under the university. Laval University. Oh my gosh. It's a tunnel full of art. Oh, look how gorgeous this is. My God. I think all the students, this is 2008 here. This is amazing. Amazing. Art. My goodness. Université Laval University, and my goodness, look how gorgeous. How gorgeous is this? It's a full tunnel. It's a tunnel full of art. I don't even know how far it goes. Look at that, you guys. You know, and you can separate the history of a city with the architecture and the arts. They all go together. Everything makes a people. You know, we are where we come from and we are where we are going. It's like, so it's a combination of our past, our history, all our experiences. This is insane. Like, I am in heaven right now. I don't even know how long this tunnel goes, but I'm willing to explore all of it because this is heaven. Legit heaven on earth. You know? Look at this. This is gorgeous art. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Talented people. Look at that. Wow. You know, I'm learning sometimes. I don't know if it's just me or people who look like me or people who come from where I come from. Growing up, our parents did the best with what they had and what they knew. You know, they really tried. They tried. I have no complaints about that. But I'm just saying, you know, like, ooh, look at Ghana represented. Ha ha ha. The motherland is represented out here. I'm not sure what this is, but it's the same colors, I think, of Africa. But yeah, like how our parents, I mean, not our parents, rather, like being in boarding schools when you were not allowed to walk on the lawn, like they would kill you. You would get killed for walking on the lawn, on the green lawn. And I get that, you know, there's need for decorum and order and etiquette. But somehow, I feel like for me, I'll speak for myself, it has given me so much fear that sometimes I don't even open a door. If a door is, I don't go beyond what I know. I don't go beyond what I can see or what I feel like, oh, they've shown us this, and I think this is only as far as I can go. Honestly, not even trying a door, just assuming it's locked. I'm not supposed to be beyond there. I remember even raising my daughter in Zimbabwe. Like, I saw one Caucasian little girl at Spa. I don't know if Spa is still there. And she was just climbing all over the place, climbing, 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 climbing. And I couldn't help but wonder, the mother of this child, what is she thinking? She's not, disciplining her child. But there's something about that builds curiosity in kids, that they're not afraid to explore. We see water, some of us, like me, and it's like, oh, I don't know how deep that water goes, so I'm not even gonna try and go inside or swim, or I see that sign, I don't even know what it means, but I feel like I should stop here, I shouldn't go further. Did it keep us safe? For sure it did. But did it limit us? Yeah. I didn't start pushing boundaries until I was way older. Way older. That's only then I would push boundaries, and because I felt like I was allowed. In Zimbabwe, you're just told 1 + 1 = 2. You can't even question your teacher. You can't even question your parents. Not to even mention a stranger, a teacher. Your parents, you just told, because I said so, because I'm your mom, final say. But I want to go to this school. Oh no, we're not doing that. But I want to do music. Oh no, we're not doing that. You're going to be a lawyer, an accountant, and that's all great, but I feel like there's a certain piece that we missed in life just because of that. For example, I loved music. I loved everything to do with music, and I can only but wonder where I could have been had my mom allowed me to explore this musical side of me. I remember even when at the University of Zimbabwe, and I saying, Mama, I want to go to the College of Music. I think Placidus Wenyika was there at the University of Zimbabwe at our time, and I think she was also at the Zimbabwe Music of College or something. I can't remember what it's called. And she did both. Lucky for her, she had a degree, and she also pursued a musical thing. And mama langu manje, my mom, she was like, uda kuita Oliver Mtukudzi, that career has no longevity. You need to go to the university and get a real degree. And while that's all good, it's all good, I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying, what if, only what if, I was allowed to pursue that side as well. I'm naturally a very creative person. I love to work with my hands. I love to create, and sometimes I feel limited even now. Yeah, you say, can I still go for music lessons? I can. I have a guitar at home. I bought one, but it's just like when you're older, honestly, you have so many responsibilities. And I mean, that's not an excuse. I can still do it, but I just feel like, what if I was given the opportunity to explore that as a child, and just remembering those who went to my Group A schools, this is my mission schools, technically Group B, whatever schools, but yeah. Points but those kids had skills which they learned from extracurricular activities, sports. They had skills. I remember even graduating from University of Zimbabwe, uchenda kuma articles, na Price Waterhouse, whatever. Those kids that were from the Group A schools, they didn't have enough points to get to the University of Zimbabwe. However, they went straight to my articles from high school, from A levels. By the time you Pochazoenda who Price Waterhouse, they were far, far. And those were the kids who knew how to eat with a fork, they knew how to network, they knew how to hold their conversation, they knew how to hold their own because of experience, you know. Don't fear, they can explode, they know how to swim, you know, you know, like, I'm from a landlocked country, or, no, I'm not messing with that water. But they know how to swim, so water is not a hindrance, you know. So I don't know. I'm very grateful and thankful for what my mom afforded me to have. It was a good life. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my mom also had the thing. She allowed me to experience my school trips. I did not miss one. If my Kwamkaro, we used to do my school trips a lot. St. Anthony's, they went that many. They went school trips there anyway. But Kwamkaro, we had school trips. Kariba, Chimanimani, Eastern Highlands. I remember I went Matobos, Kariba Dam, Great Zimbabwe. You know, we did school trips, and my mom did not allow me to miss any one of those. I went to every school. If there was a school trip, I was the first to pay. My mom would pay for it. So essentially, what I'm saying here is I'm very grateful. But there are some aspects of our culture that I'm just like, you know, I want to unlearn. I'm still unlearning, you know, and I would like to challenge you too. Like, what are some of the things that you were raised in, you know, in your culture, in your background, your home, whatever, that you feel like are holding you back, you know? And granted, we can still unlearn those things and still do differently, you know, live your life different. I tried, honestly, to raise my daughter differently as well. I allowed her to challenge me. I allowed her to challenge me, maybe at a little bit later stage in life when I thought I knew better. It's like, no, honey, if you feel like I'm wrong, I want you. It's not just like, oh, my word is final because I'm your parent. You could be wrong too as a parent, you know, you're not God. Respectfully, you should be allowed to challenge a teacher, you know, like here, that's all they do, it's challenging. You thought, I think I listened to a girl who went to Harvard and Oxford, and that's the system they use, you know, critical thinking. I did a little bit of critical thinking in literature though. I remember my teacher, Mr. Moyo, I think was his name. We did critical thinking, you know, like there's always a side to the story. You would say, I partially agree with that. I partially agree, you know, like, so he would always let us do two sides of the story. Like, okay, this is the side, this is how I see it, you know. For example, hypothetically, let's just say AI is the topic, you know, like I feel like, you know, AI is great, it's amazing, it helps us, it improves our productivity, it helps us to do more with less. Like right now, honestly, no one has an excuse to not do a business or go big or do something. Like, honestly, with the tools that we have, social media, AI, you can go big in life. However, this is the other side, right? Critical thinking, and then you argue the other side and just challenge the norm, you know, like challenge the norm. Do not be afraid. So what? What's the worst that could happen? You won't die, you know. So I am challenging that side of myself or my life, how I was raised to just be afraid to challenge, ask questions. Sometimes I do it afraid. Sometimes I honestly ask questions unnecessarily, you know, like because I just want to overcome that fear, you know, like you're almost half a century and you're still afraid to talk in front of people. Like, what the hell is that? Excuse my French. Like, you know, what's the worst that could happen? You're gonna drop dead and die because you asked a question. They're gonna think you're foolish. Guess what? The only foolish question is the one you do not ask, okay? So I am challenging you to go challenge norms, customs, your environment. Just challenge, push boundaries a little bit, you know. Yeah, there's a red sign. Maybe it says don't go, but you know what? Just open it and go and see what's gonna happen. See, I'm on the other side. I haven't died. I'm still alive. Oh my goodness. See, there's another channel of art. I'm not even gonna go that side because I don't want to get lost. I don't even know where I am. So it's like 3 tunnels under here, just full of art, beautiful art. Oh my goodness. And see, I'm seeing all those red signs that I don't even know what they are saying. But I'm still alive. I haven't died. I have not died. Still very alive. I don't think I have time to explore all this art. My goodness. Look at this. Chad Laval, Canada. The map of Canada. And the flag. But it's just gorgeousness. My goodness. Gorgeousness. Okay, y'all, let me experience this beauty and I will be back again. And since I am in Quebec, I am going to say, I was gonna say ciao, but I remembered ciao is Italy. Maybe one of these days we'll go. But for now, bisous. Checking out.